We chose Jabari Jumps as the story to start this year together because as I was reflecting on what I was bringing to this congregational year, or perhaps more rightly, as I was reflecting on what I wanted to be my centering word or my guiding light for this year we'll share together, it was courage. So in our story, Jabari decides he wants to do a brave thing, something he's afraid to do. He speaks that intention aloud to his father and his sister, and then he gets a bit trepidatious, right? He stops and he rests at his father's suggestion. And then when he's ready, he gets up there, he does this hard thing, and then he sets another goal. And at every step, I think, he's being courageous. He shows courage when he declares an intention to do something that feels big. He shows courage when he steps up that first time. But then he shows courage when he pauses for a minute, steps back, comes down, rests, gives himself space and time, does a little more preparation, gets that stretching in. Not everyone might read it that way, but I think it takes courage to pause, to listen to the advice of others, to not rush wildly forward, to listen to your gut when it's really talking to you. He shows courage when he steps up to the challenge again. He shows courage when he goes through with it. He shows courage when he declares a new intention. And the reward of all of that courage is the joy of splashing into the water, going down, down, and coming up, up. The reward is the knowledge that he can absolutely do hard things, overcome fear, and take risks. The reward is knowing that whether he went up and jumped or stayed down, his family was right there, and they weren't going to think any less of him. So that's what I'm holding on to for this congregational year. That's my center. The courage to dream big, the courage to tackle challenges, the courage to stop, and the courage to press on. The last couple of Sundays, I've spoken about the possibility of right now, of what we might do and become together as a community. And we, as our ritual reminds us, are part of something bigger. Not just that we are individuals who are part of a congregation, but we as a congregation are part of something bigger. Unitarian Universalism as a whole religion, a whole movement, is full of possibility. UUism in this moment has the potential it always has had. I don't know if you know this, but long ago, Thomas Jefferson wrote a letter in which he said, in 50 years, everyone in America will be a Unitarian. We laugh about this now because obviously it didn't happen, but the potential to build communities of courage and power is really, it's here, it's present in our shared Unitarian Universalism. We are poised for that because of what we are, not just we as USR, but we as Unitarian Universalists, part of a larger whole. At our best, in this moment, Unitarian Universalists are people who care about being the best version of ourselves, digging deep to learn who we are, to learn what drives us, and then to become who we want to be. We are people who believe in the beauty and wholeness and sanctity of all people, regardless of race, class, gender, sexuality, education, or anything else. We are people committed to empathy and generosity, to visioning a world of true liberation and equality. We are people willing to admit when we are wrong, when we are at our best, and to work toward deeper and better understanding. We are people with a deep knowledge that there is more than us, that we are part of a vast humanity in time and space, that we are part of a wild and beautiful planet, that we are part of the cycles of nature that we celebrate at water ceremony, at the flower ceremony. We are a people of courage, willing to support one another as we take risks and jump out into the deep. This is who we are at our best. This is what our history has prepared us for. This is who we are called to be right now. And this is what the water ceremony reminds us of. This is who the world needs us to be. This is what we commit ourselves to in this moment. It has been our custom most years to bless the water created through the water ceremony. To me, what that means is that we, as a gathered community, take time and space to acknowledge the beauty and power of water, the earth it comes from, our vital need for it, and that we use our powers as human beings to mark this particular water we have shared together as a collection representing all of us. So, I'm going to ask you to participate with me. If you feel comfortable standing, please do. If making a gesture of blessing feels right to you, holding up your hand, something like that, you are welcome to. Whatever feels right for your body and your theology. You have one line. You'll repeat it, but you have one line. And it is, "We bless these waters." Can we try it?
We bless these waters.
Perfect. Folks at home, if you want to stand up, you can. Maybe we could get the folks at home on gallery, actually, so we can, do you mind trying? Thank you. Okay, so I will say some words, and then I'm going to do this, and then you say your line, okay? We ready? Okay. With gratitude for this planet Earth that brought forth life in the oceans deep.
We bless these waters.
With joy at being together as a determined and courageous community.
We bless these waters.
With the humbling knowledge of the importance water in sustaining life.
We bless these waters.
Committed to helping preserve the beauty of this planet we share.
We bless these waters.
Remembering those whose journeys have enabled our own.
We bless these waters.
Hopeful at the thought of those who will come after.
We bless these waters.
Drawing strength from the cycles of nature of which we are a part.
We bless these waters.
By our sharing and our giving, by our presence here and by our loving hearts, may these waters be blessed. Sorry.
We bless
You
these
can do it one more
waters.
time. And may we all find the well springs of courage deep within, taking rest when we must, preparing ourselves for what is to come, and taking leaps when we can, aware that always we are supported, loved, and cheered on in beloved community.